Alright folks, this video is just the instructions for how to complete this piping diagram that you're going to submit to me. We just got through finishing up a video on how to make blocks and the importance of blocks out in industry, what a big time saver those things are. So that's what we're going to do. Kind of big picture is we're going to create this piping diagram using blocks that you're going to make. Okay, so right off the bat, we're going to draw these 5 symbols over here of these piping symbols, and if you recall from the video, we are going to draw them proportional to 1/8 inch tall text, 0.125 decimal form, right? After you create them, remember, if you don't, if you're not satisfied with the size, if they're a little bit too small or a little too big, you can always go back and use your scale command. We can scale these symbols kind of up or down just a little bit if you need to. Get them looking the way you want. Again, just proportional to text. Should be a little bit, should be bigger. If you remember, the whole point is we don't want to be huge or we don't want to be, super small. So this gives us an idea of what they're going to look like on our diagram. Once you draw all 5 of these symbols, again, this isn't a piping class, so you don't know what these symbols are necessarily. Most of you won't. We're just going to keep this simple. We're going to make blocks of each one, and we're just going to name them the numbers. Okay, just number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just to keep this simple. The idea again is we'll zoom in once you have it to the right size. Make sure that you are on layer 0 when you're making the blocks. We discussed that in the video. That way when the blocks come in on a layer, they will take on those properties, right? So once you're on layer 0 and drawn on layer 0, we're going to come back and go to our block command, create block. For this first one, we're just going to name it number 1, just to keep it simple. Pick your base point, which is really important. So we're going to pick a smart base point, such as that midpoint right there, so we can put it on to a piece of pipe later on. And then we're just going to select objects, right click, shows you the little preview of what your block is going to look like, and then we would OK out, and now it is a block. Okay, so you're going to do that for all 5 of these symbols, and then once you have them made, we're going to come back, create a couple layers for me, create you a pipe layer to draw your diagram on and insert your blocks onto. Notice, when you send it to me, that's what I'll be checking for. See, I can highlight and I can see that those symbols are actually a block. Okay, not just drawings copied around, not just lines and circles, but actually blocks. So that's what we're shooting for on this assignment. That's the whole point of it. Use copy to your advantage, use mirror, or whatever you need to do, to your advantage. But just create this little diagram. Once you have your piping done, then we're going to come back and we just got a few pieces of text to put on here. Let me review this text real quick. Obviously, we would go back, make you a text layer. These are leaders, right? So what we need to do is go to your annotate tab. We have our leaders panel, just like we looked at dimensions a while back, a few lessons back. We went in and to the settings on those. So we're going to be doing the same thing. Your leaders have settings also. So we're going to go into our leaders. We're just going to keep the standard one that we have and go in and modify it. And just real simple, about the same concept as we did before with the dimensions. We're going to come in with just a few settings. Our 1/8 inch arrowheads right here, 0.125. On your leader structure, we're going to do 1/8 of an inch on your landing distance. That's this little arm right here. And then lastly, your content, we need our text height as always, 1/8 of an inch, right? Hopefully that number is getting ingrained in your brain. You're going to use that a whole lot out in industry. So 1/8 of an inch. So once you have all those settings set up, then it's just a matter of using your leader to come down and place whatever note that you're trying to place. Okay, escape out of that, finish out. All right, I think that pretty much sums it up. Again, this is really, really crucial out in industry, a big time saver. People in all forms of engineering and architecture use blocks for obvious reasons. You have symbols that are pre-made that we can just bring in and crank out drawings real quick and easy. Okay. All right. As usual, if you have any questions on this, let me know.